Welcome to another Rolled in Reacts episode. The owner of this Mitsubishi came in saying that their car made a loud sound and came to a sudden stop after they had installed a timing belt together with a friend. This customer had been to the shop and declined all repairs, but had to come in 2 hours later because they had heard a loud pop while driving and now had no choice but to get new tires. Talk about instant karma. This car rolled in with some rattling sounds after the customer had let their grandson borrow the car for a week. Customerstates raced a friend at a stoplight. He won. The owner of this car came in saying, "A buddy of mine's an awesome mechanic and he usually does all my work, but he's out of town and so I'm wondering if you could help me out with an oil change this time." This customer had apparently done some brake work on their car, all by themselves, but apparently got hit with some instant karma and had to come in the next day to have it fixed. And this car came in because it apparently only starts sometimes, said the owner. This truck came in for a post-purchase inspection after the owner had paid over $13,000 for it. Yikes. The owner of this car had installed their very own underglow kit, but had to come in because the car now had issues starting. And this customer had made and installed a cat anti-theft system together with their father-in-law. This truck came in after the owner said it had been running rough since a recent oil change at a local quick-fix garage. Customer states, "Friend installed new fog lights. Please make sure everything looks alright." This car came in with an exhaust leak after the customer had put together their very own exhaust system. Tecnologia. This customer came in complaining about a rattling sound at higher speeds after their friend had done some work on their car. Customer states, "Hit a small hole in the road and now car feels different. Please advise." The owner of this car came in saying, "Brakes have been louder than normal lately. Could you check it out and make sure it's nothing serious?" This Nissan rolled in after the owner had replaced their oil pan gasket by themselves, but had used hot glue instead of a new gasket and now had a pretty decent oil leak. And this car came in with a unique and pretty perpendicular exhaust system. The owner of this car came in saying that their car has been handling like a boat ever since they had some suspension work done at a different shop. And this customer came in because they had a bit of a leaking problem ever since they topped up the engine oil 7 days ago. This car rolled in like this after the owner's uncle had helped them install a new parking brake. Yummy. This hold-in came in with quite the oil leak after the customer had tried fixing it himself using some silicone. Customer states, "Truck clunks a lot after having installed new brake calipers together with a friend." And this customer came in saying that their cabin fan is really noisy and that the cabin also smells like a forest. This car came in after the owner's wife had heard a loud sound but kept driving it until it just wouldn't start anymore. The owner of this car came in complaining about their steering wheel feeling a lot heavier than normal. Turned out to be a bad power steering pump. Customer came in saying, "My nephew's a newly graduated electrician and he did some work on my car, but now it won't start. Please advise." And this customer came in saying they have a rattling sound at higher speeds. The owner of this car came in saying, "Had a strange leak for a while and fixed it myself, but car's still leaking. Please advise." Yep, looks great. This car came in looking like this after the owner said they hit a large soda can while on their way to work. A soda can, huh? And this customer had done some brake work on their truck, all by themselves. Customer states, son-in-law borrowed car for the very last time. Please advise. The owner of this SUV came in saying that they were on their way to get some groceries when they suddenly heard a loud metallic pop, but had just kept driving until they lost almost all power. The owner of this car had installed some new calipers together with his stepdad, but had to come in because the brake pedal felt like a marshmallow. Customer came in saying that he wants an alignment because his steering wheel wobbles more than usual. And this car came in with a handful of different problems and somehow even drove in like this. The owner said that she only knows how to fill it up with gas and drive it. And this, folks, is exactly why you don't leave your car parked on your lawn for 3 years straight. Customer states, I'll bring my own parts. And this engine came in with some inspection windows after the owner had benched it a bit too hard. And this customer came in with his project car that he had apparently invested over $15,000 in, but now it refused to start and he couldn't figure out why. Customer states, installed exhaust system by himself, but car now makes a sound. This car came in because the owner said that every time he brakes, the car sounds like a frisky cat. The owner of this Jeep had done their own oil change, but had to come in 4 days later because of a misfire and blue exhaust smoke. Turns out they had overfilled the engine with about 15 quarts of oil. And this car rolled in with some starting issues after the owner had tried squeezing an extra 20 horsepower out of the engine in his very own special way. Customer states, my friend helped install a new battery on my scooter, but now I can't get it out. Please advise. Customer came in saying that they've gone through 4 batteries in 2 weeks, and the car still doesn't hold a charge. I wonder why. And this minivan had a bit of a leaking problem. This car came in because the owner said it had started to clunk a lot ever since his son borrowed it to go hiking with his friends. This customer had tried doing a tire rotation himself, but had to come in because he chose the hard way instead of the easy way. The owner of this car said that he hit a small hole in the road and that he thinks he might need an alignment. And this customer came in saying, but a little bit of smoke is alright, right? And if your engine ever looks like this, hopefully you've got some good insurance. Customer rolled in and said that their arms hurt during longer drives and thought it was something to do with the power steering. Customer came in with quite the exhaust leak saying, sometimes I feel lightheaded and see purple animals on the side of the road during my hour-long commute to work. Please advise. As good as new. The owner of this truck came in with starting issues after his uncle had tried to help him with some wiring work, but had created a piece of redneck art instead. Customer states, windshield gets all red when I wash it off. Please advise. And the owner of this car came in saying, car was supposed to go but instead just went boing. This is what happens when you tow your car and leave it in gear. This customer rolled in with their car saying that it has started to clunk a lot and pull to one side when driving. And when your new sway bar links are literally swaying. It's probably best to come into the shop. The owner of this car had apparently hit a curb going a bit faster than normal, and this is what the mechanics found. And this customer came in saying, "Did my first oil change, but car now sounds like a rattlesnake. Please advise." This Jeep rolled in with a clunking noise after the customer said that he hit some tumbleweed on the highway 4 days ago. Looks great. Customer states, "What do you mean I need new tires? They look just fine to me." And this semi-truck came in with a few tire leaks and apparently hadn't gotten new tires installed since 1998. And this customer's favorite show is apparently Pimp My Ride. Customer came in saying that his car has been getting really bad gas mileage ever since he started using the car again after it was parked under a tree for 6 months. And this truck came in with a wobbly steering wheel after the owner had done some work on it himself. The owner of this car came in because they had a rattling sound when driving after their friend had fixed a bad engine mount for them in a pretty interesting way. And this car isn't British, but still has afternoon tea every day. And the owner of this car had apparently installed some new wheels, all by himself. This car came in because it had some starting issues after the owner had done some work on it together with his friend. The mechanic found the ignition connectors super glued to the coils and had to install a completely new harness. Customer states, "Grandma borrowed my car for a week, but when I got it back it smelled weird and was really hard to get in gear. Please check and advise." And this car apparently makes its very own Cool Whip. This truck came in because it finally needed some new brakes, 17 years after the owner bought it new. This customer came in complaining about really squeaky brakes ever since they apparently got it fixed at a different shop. Customer states, "Does this mean I now have a rat rod?" And this guy came in with his car saying he hit a duck on his way to work. This truck definitely needed some new wheel bearings. Customer came in complaining about their car sounding like a chocolate wheel. And the owner of this truck came in saying that his wife had hit a curb a bit harder than normal. This car came in with some starting issues after the owner had installed a new battery by himself. This customer came in saying that his seat is always itching and wanted it looked at. And this car came in after it had started to run pretty rough after a recent oil change at a quick lube shop. Turns out that they were so fast that they had put washer fluid in the engine instead of engine oil. The owner of this car rolled in saying he's had a clunking noise for a while, but when the mechanic told him the price, he just rolled back home. This guy had prepared his Jeep for some off-roading and came in to make sure everything looked alright. And this customer came in saying, just bought these new wipers, but they ain't working. Chocolate soft ice, anyone? Customer states, slammed the brakes pretty hard and heard a clunk sound. Could you make sure it's nothing serious? This customer came in saying, my stupid car is still pulling to the right even though I installed new rotors. And the owner of this car came in saying that he hit a large garden gnome while in a rush to get to the airport. And this customer had let their stepson change their oil and filter, but now had a bit of a leak. This car apparently had a built-in snack box, especially for mechanics. Customer states, installed new brakes at a local garage, but I think I got bamboozled. This car came in because the owner said it had started to clunk a lot. This guy came in saying, a friend of mine helped me replace radiator hoses in my truck, but now it has started to overheat on me. And this customer came in saying that their car is louder than usual, and this is what the mechanics found. Let us know what you think might be causing this in the comments below. Customer states, car has a misfire and is idling really rough, please advise. And the owner of this Dodge Durango came in because he couldn't unlock it after another shop had changed the battery in his car key. This car came in for a pre-purchase inspection when the mechanic noticed that the airbag light was on, and this is what he discovered. Customer states, I think my car needs an Imodium. And this Camaro came in for an oil change when the mechanic noticed that the customer had done some custom mods on it. Customer came in saying, had a few beers with the boys the other day and then we worked on each other's cars, but now I have this clunking sound and I just can't figure out where the hell it's coming from. And the owner of this truck had apparently left it parked on the wrong side of town for over a week. This car came in because the owner said that his oil light keeps coming on, even though he has topped it up with over 20 quarts of oil the past 10 days. This customer had installed a roof rack on his car, all by himself, but had to come in because he now had a strange sound when driving on the highway. Customer states, I hear water when I'm turning. Customer states, drove through what looked like a little puddle, but damn thing near swallowed the whole truck. And the owner of this car came in saying, I park near a nuclear power plant when I go to work, and there's usually a lot of birds around, but it has to be something in what they're eating, cause look at this. This guy came in with his car saying that the steering wheel has started to wobble a lot, ever since he installed larger wheels together with his younger brother. And the owner of this car said that he had some noise when shifting gears and wanted it looked at. Customer states, me and the boys lowered the car the other night, but I think we might have gone a bit too far. And this truck came in with a pretty sneaky fuel leak. The owner of this semi-truck came in saying, the truck clunks and vibrates a lot at higher speeds, ever since I hauled a load of extra large concrete garden gnomes. Please advise. This car came in with a wobbly steering wheel after the driver had hit a high curbside. And this customer had installed brake rotors at a different shop, but had to come in because of a vibration at all speeds. Customer states, running boards on my truck have been acting all crazy since I started driving my fat stepson to school every morning. Please advise. And this guy came in saying that his fan speed knob was giving him a hard time. And this car rolled in after the customer said, "Engine temperature has been crazy high ever since I replaced the head gasket myself. Please check and make sure it's nothing serious." Customer states, "Car has started to smell funkier than normal. Please advise." And this car came in after the owner said that the roof light had suddenly stopped working after their daughter had borrowed the car for the weekend. And this guy came in saying that he had a wobbly steering wheel for a while, but fixed it himself. Customer states, "Car keeps trying to carjack itself. Please advise." And the owner of this car had installed a new sound system in their very own creative way, but had to come in because they now have a starting issue. Nothing beats bushings made out of some good old Adidas slides. This car came in after the owner said he had speeded through a red light when he suddenly heard a loud boink sound. Talk about some instant karma right there. The owner of this car had rotated the tires by himself, but had to come in because he now had a pretty bad clunking sound. And this customer came in saying that his car makes a strange loud sound when accelerating and wanted it looked at. Customer came in saying that they've got a terrible clunk at all speeds, ever since their little cousin borrowed the car for a month. And this customer had installed an oil pan without an oil plug, so the mechanic had to get a little creative to drain the oil. This BMW rolled in after the owner said it had started to lean heavily to one side after hitting a speed bump going 50 miles an hour. And the owner of this car came in saying that they just want a tire rotation when the mechanic discovered this. When you've been working 14 hours in a row on a car, and it just... The owner of this Lincoln Town car rolled in because they had a loud noise when driving after their friend had installed a differential from a scrap car. Customer states, "Heard a loud bang and then just lost all power. Please advise." And this customer came in for their first water pump replacement in 25 years. And this guy came in saying, "Was in a rush to get home from work when I suddenly heard a loud clunk and then the car just stopped." This car rolled in with quite the fuel leak after another shop had tried installing a new fuel pump in a pretty unique way. Unbranded tires, best price, come and get yours today. And this customer came in and said, "Don't try and upsell me brake pads or whatnot. I just had new ones installed 3 months ago." And this car had quite the transmission leak. Customer states, "Car sounds like a wheel of fortune and gets hella warm sometimes. Please advise." Looks great. This Mini Cooper didn't want to start after it had been parked near a tree for a few months while the owner was away traveling. The owner of this car said that he had done some repairs on the cooling system by himself, but has since had to top off the coolant every day. Customer states, "Hit a large memory foam pillow on the freeway while on my way to work. Please check and advise." The owner of this Infiniti had just purchased it and had let their friend take it for a ride, but came in on a tow truck 2 hours later, looking like this. Must have been one hell of a ride. This customer came in complaining about a whining noise during acceleration. The owner of this car came in saying, was driving to the grocery store when the electric windows suddenly stopped working. Please check and advise. This truck came in after the owner said that one of his wheels had rolled past him on the highway and that he speeded after it before it got away. Customer states, I've installed 3 new batteries the past 2 months, but not a single one of them can keep a charge. And this car came in because it wouldn't start after it had taken some swimming lessons. And this customer came in saying that their car has started to rattle more than usual. This Toyota pickup came in for an oil change when the mechanics noticed that it was a bit crowded in the cab. Sparky Sparky. This customer rolled in with their truck looking like this, after a recent tire rotation at a different shop. That looks a bit suspicious. This car came in right on time to get a new tire after the customer had this happen to them while driving on the highway. Customer states, hit something on the way to the grocery store, please advise. The owner of this car came in saying that they recently tuned their car themselves, but that it doesn't feel faster at all. This customer came in because they had a loud clunking sound when driving after they had some engine work done at a different shop. Customer states, drop my lucky coin in one of the air vents and I need it back. Please advise. This vehicle came in with a bit of an oil leak after the customer had done their very first oil change 2 weeks ago. And this car came in looking like this after the customer said that they hit their driveway curb a bit faster than normal. Yep, looks good. This truck came in with a coolant leak after the customer's friend had tried fixing it for them. The owner of this car had installed a used wheel bearing from a scrap car together with his cousin, but came in on a tow truck 4 days later after the wheel bearing had failed. Pretty instant karma right there. Customer states, friend of mine borrowed the truck for a week and said that he had hit a rock one day, but that he fixed the damage himself and that I shouldn't worry about it. And this guy had apparently hit a small log that had fallen out of a logging truck in front of him on the highway. Sport, baby, sport. Customer states, but a little engine knock on Kias is totally normal, right? The owner of this car had let their uncle, who's apparently a retired hobby mechanic, install a custom-built sport exhaust system for them. And this customer had bought some new lights for his car and had spent 3.5 days trying to install them before giving up and coming into the shop to have it fixed. This customer had taken his car off-roading in the desert, but it had overheated so badly that the dipstick had started to melt and caused the engine to stall. And this vehicle came in for its first oil change in 68,000 miles. The owner of this truck rolled in because he wanted the mechanic's opinion on whether or not it would be worth it for him to install a trailer hitch. This Toyota 4Runner came in with some starting issues after the owner had done some work on the battery, all by himself. And the owner of this Ford Maverick rolled in saying, brakes have been getting louder and louder the past few months and I'm not exactly sure why. Please check and advise. This car came in for a post-purchase inspection after the previous owner had stated that it was almost like new underneath and that it didn't have any major leaks. That is probably as close as it can get. And if your car ever starts sounding like this, you hopefully have some good car insurance. Customerstates had starting problems but fixed it himself, wants mechanic to make sure everything looks good. And the owner of this car came in saying that he wants new brakes installed but didn't mention anything about this. The customer ended up taking the car to a different shop as he got upset when the mechanics told him there's nothing they could do for him. Not sure if this is a dump or someone's home. What do you think? And this customer said that he had a few holes in his car but that he'd taken care of it already and just wanted a tire rotation. Now if you have any idea of what the hell is going on here, please let us know in the comments below. This car came in with a bit of a rattle after a customer had installed an exhaust system in their very own way. And this guy came in saying that he had a minor vibration in the steering wheel. This SUV came in after the customer had hit a speed bump that looked smaller than it actually was. Customer came in complaining about their car handling like a boat full of watermelons at all speeds. This car came in after the owner said that it had started to run rough and feel sluggish at all speeds and wanted it looked at. Turns out they hadn't changed the oil in over 38,000 miles. The owner of this car had just completed a welding course and had decided to build his very own exhaust system, but had to come into the shop 2 weeks later because he said it's way too loud. And apparently this car came with a built-in bubble machine. Customer states, "My gas mileage is terrible. Could you please do something about it?" The owner of this car had saved a bit on car repairs and parts throughout the years, and this is what the mechanics found. This customer came in with their truck after they accidentally put over 100 psi each in their rear tires. This car came in for an oil change, but the mechanic flat out refused to work on it as soon as he saw the state of the interior. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching, and until next time.